Welcome to this training video that will show you how to use the ProfitBase Retail Reports. Once you log in, you will see the reports. You can select any report by clicking on the title of the report page. There are several report viewing options that will be covered in this video. The first option is the full screen view option, which uses the entire screen to show the contents of a report. When in full screen, you can select the Show Navigation button to display the list of reports and report pages to select a new report page. To go back to the original view, click on the Close Full Screen View icon. Another nice viewing option is the Focus Mode feature, which lets you maximize the view of a report that's in a dashboard. When you have a report that contains a multi-level hierarchy, like the report we are viewing, there are three options that allow you to drill into the hierarchy. Option 1. I can expand a row just by clicking on the plus icon. If I continue to click, then I will eventually get to the bottom of the hierarchy. To drill back up, I click the negative icon. Option 2. I can drill down to the next level in the hierarchy by clicking on the Go to the next level of the hierarchy icon. With this option, the hierarchical structure is not displayed. Continue to click the icon to get to the bottom row of the hierarchy. With this option and the next option that we'll cover in a moment, use the up arrow to drill back up in the hierarchy. Option 3. I can drill down into the hierarchy by clicking the Expand Down All Levels in the hierarchy icon. With this option, all rows are expanded simultaneously, and the hierarchical structure is maintained and displayed. Continue to click the icon to get to the bottom of the hierarchy. When you have a report that is a trend, you can view the underlying data by clicking on the More option menu and selecting Show as a table. This view shows both the trend and the associated table of data used to create the trend. On every report, there is an option to export the report in Microsoft Excel format so you can perform offline analysis. To execute an export, click on the More Options menu and select Export Data. When you execute an export of a trend, then only the underlying table of data used to create the trend is exported. You also have the option to export report pages in PDF format by expanding the Export menu and selecting PDF. The Export dialog gives you the option to export all report pages or to only export the current page. For expediency, I previously exported both options. If I look at my download folder, I see the two exported PDF files and see that one file contains all the pages and the other just one page. Next, let's discuss filters and slicers. Filters and slicers both filter the data shown on the report pages. Let's first discuss filters. The common practice is that filters are set once and not necessarily used on a regular basis. When you set a filter, you have the option to set the filter for the report page you are viewing or for all report pages. For instance, if your company has multiple stores and you are the store manager for the Orlando store and you only want to see Orlando store data, you can configure this by opening the filter pane and expanding the store filter in the Filters on All Pages section. Once you select the Orlando store, the reports are now filtered to only show Orlando store data. Also notice that the store slicer is also filtered to only show the Orlando store. If I remove the Orlando store filter, then the store slicer will now show all the stores, and the reports are also updated to show data for all stores. Another example of a filter setting is to remove a department from the reports. For instance, I want to remove the event department. By expanding the department pane and deselecting the event department, all the reports are updated with the event department removed. When you're done with your filter settings, you can hide the filter pane with one click. Next, let's discuss slicers in a bit more detail. Slicers are used more interactively to slice the data in a particular report. Although most of the slicers in the ProfitBase reports are synchronized, which means if you select a year in any one of the reports, for instance, year 2024, all the year slicers in all the reports will be set to 2024. Some slicers do interact with each other. If we look at the Department Sales Flash Week page, notice that year is set to 2024 and the week slicer is set to a week in 2023. The result is a blank report page. To fix this, I must select a week in 2024. I can also select one item in a slicer, or by holding the Control key and clicking on an item, I can select multiple stores. I can clear the selection by clicking on the erase icon on the slicer. There are many slicers that are used in the report pages, including year, month, week, day, store, department, promotion, cashier, etc. There is one other way to slice data within a report page. I can select a row in a table, which results in the trend being filtered to show a trend of only the selected row. Another option is to select a trend line or a trend legend to filter the top 10 items table. If I select the Department Sales Flash Week page, I can select a row in the week-to-date report to filter the week report. Alternately, I can select a row in the week report to filter the week-to-date report. Notice that the sales last year and sales by week trend also update to reflect the filter selection. The last topic is the bookmark feature. Bookmarks allow you to select a report page and to set the slicers as you want and then bookmark the page so you can quickly view it without having to reconfigure the slicers. For example, if I am the frozen food department manager for the North Vero store and I want to bookmark the top SKUs in frozen foods for my store, then I would first select the top SKUs report page and then select North Vero in the store slicer and then select frozen in the department slicer. Then to bookmark this report, I select the bookmark icon and select Add a personal bookmark. A default name is automatically assigned, but I can give the bookmark a name that I want, such as North Vero Frozen Department Top Items. Then I can select the bookmark from any report page and automatically go to the report, and it will remember my slicer settings. This concludes the training video on how to use the ProfitBase Retail Sales Reports. Should you have any questions or issues, please contact us. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.